What if one secret could destroy the Abbott family, another could shatter the Newmans, and by the end of it all, nobody in Genoa City is safe from the fallout? Over the next 3 weeks in The Young and the Restless, alliances will crack, love will turn dangerous, and one hidden truth will explode in a way no one sees coming. Jill Abbott is pushing too hard, Diane Jenkins Abbott is playing a very risky game, and Billy Abbott is about to discover that everything he believed about his family may be a lie. And while all of that is happening, Nikki Newman's recovery takes a shocking turn that could change her life forever. It all begins with tension rising inside the Abbott family. Jill Abbott is done watching Billy and Kane fight like enemies. She steps in with force, demanding peace, demanding control, and for a brief moment it actually works. Billy Abbott and Kane Ashby reluctantly agree to calm things down, but underneath that agreement is pure instability. Neither man trusts the other, and Jill's interference only adds fuel to a fire that is already burning out of control. Everyone can feel it, this peace is temporary, and when it breaks, it will break hard. Meanwhile, far from the Abbott power struggles, Diane Jenkins Abbott is walking straight into danger with a smile on her face. She is trapped at Dr. Lawrence Markham's residence, but Diane is not the type to sit and wait for rescue. She starts acting differently, softer, almost flirtatious, making Dr. Markham believe she may actually be attracted to him. But this is not romance, this is strategy. Diane is carefully building a distraction while secretly working on her escape plan. She has been asking questions about sedatives, about timing, about how things work inside the house. To Dr. Markham, it may look like stress or anxiety, but Diane is thinking several steps ahead. Her goal is clear: create an opportunity where he lets his guard down completely. And if she succeeds, even for a moment, she could drug him, knock him out, and disappear before anyone realizes what happened. But Genoa City never makes escape plans that simple. Every move Diane makes is being watched more closely than she realizes. The closer she gets to freedom, the tighter the net begins to close around her. One wrong move could turn her plan into a disaster, and Diane Jenkins Abbott is about to learn that manipulation always comes with consequences. Back in the Abbott world, Jack Abbott is facing a completely different nightmare. Something is wrong, something feels off. And then it gets worse. Jack finds himself in serious trouble connected to Patty Williams. Patty is unpredictable, unstable, and completely dangerous in her own way. Jack is caught in a situation he did not create, but now he has to survive it. At the same time, Kyle Abbott is growing more anxious by the hour. His father's disappearance is not just concerning anymore, it's becoming urgent. Kyle starts putting pieces together, trying to understand what is really happening behind the scenes. But the more he investigates, the more he realizes this is not a simple family misunderstanding. This is something much darker. Driven by fear and frustration, Kyle begins forming a new plan of his own. A plan that could either bring answers or make everything even worse. Because in Genoa City, every decision has consequences, and Kyle is about to step into a game he may not be ready to play. While the Abbotts struggle with chaos and uncertainty, Nikki Newman finally comes out of surgery. For a moment, there is relief. Hope returns. Victor Newman is by her side, trying to stay strong, trying to believe that everything will return to normal. But reality has other plans. Nikki survives the procedure, but her eyesight does not immediately return. The darkness remains. And suddenly, Nikki Newman, one of the strongest women in Genoa City, is forced into vulnerability. She is confused, frustrated, and struggling to accept a world she cannot see. Victor, on the other hand, is shaken in a way he rarely allows himself to be. Watching Nikki helpless reminds him just how fragile life can be. His usual control begins to slip, replaced by fear and urgency. He makes a decision: Nikki should return to the ranch, a place she knows, a place where she can feel safe even if she cannot see what is around her. But Nikki does not want pity. She does not want to feel like she is being protected or controlled. This creates emotional tension between them, but underneath the conflict is something deeper: love, fear, and the realization that time is not guaranteed. Victor tries to reach her in a more emotional way than usual. He reminds her that they have survived everything together: betrayals, enemies, loss, and this is just another battle. He pushes for reconnection, for healing, for a return to the bond that has defined them for decades. And slowly, Nikki begins to feel the weight of his words, even if she refuses to fully accept them. As the Newman family focuses on Nikki's recovery, Victoria Newman finds herself unexpectedly emotionally exposed. She is dealing with stress, pressure, and unresolved tension in her personal life. And in the middle of all that chaos, Kyle Abbott becomes an unexpected source of comfort. What starts as conversation turns into understanding. What starts as understanding begins to feel dangerous. There is a spark there, subtle, confusing, and completely inappropriate given everything happening around them. But emotions in Genoa City rarely follow logic, and Victoria and Kyle may be heading toward a connection neither of them planned for. Elsewhere, Billy Abbott's world is about to be turned upside down. Jill Abbott has been holding onto a secret, and that secret is finally close to exposure. Billy begins noticing inconsistencies, gaps in the story, and behavior that does not add up. The truth is forming just out of reach, and when it finally hits him, it will change everything he thought he knew about his family. This revelation has the power to shake Billy to his core. It could redefine his relationship with Jill, with Kane, and even with the future of Chancellor itself. Because once Billy learns what has been hidden from him, he will not be able to ignore it, he will react, and that reaction could set off a chain of events no one can stop. Kane Ashby and Lily Winters are also caught in the middle of rising tension. Billy's growing suspicion threatens their stability, forcing them to stand closer together. The pressure brings them into deeper emotional territory, and their bond strengthens in ways that may soon become physical. They are trying to stay focused, trying to protect what they are building, but Genoa City rarely allows love to grow without complications. At the same time, another unexpected connection is forming, one that nobody fully understands yet. Matt Clark and Phyllis Summers are developing a strange, complicated bond. It is not just alliance, not just survival. There is something darker underneath it, something unpredictable. And the biggest question is how far this connection will go before it crosses a line that cannot be uncrossed. Nick Newman is not blind to what is happening. He starts noticing the shift in Phyllis, the way she reacts, the way she speaks, the way she seems drawn into Matt Clark's orbit. And when Nick realizes what is happening, his reaction is explosive. He cannot tolerate the idea of Phyllis getting too close to someone like Matt, especially with everything he represents. This sets up a confrontation that could bring old emotions back to the surface: anger, jealousy, unresolved history. Nick's world is once again being pulled into chaos, and this time it is not just about protecting someone, it is about stopping something before it becomes irreversible. As these stories collide, Genoa City is moving toward a major turning point. Secrets are stacking up, emotions are intensifying, and every character is being pushed closer to decisions that cannot be undone. Diane's escape attempt is reaching its most dangerous stage. Billy is seconds away from learning a truth that could break his trust forever. Nikki is struggling in the dark while Victor tries to hold his world together. Victoria is walking toward a connection that could complicate everything, and Phyllis is stepping into a situation that may pull her deeper into trouble than she realizes. Over the next 3 weeks, no one is safe from consequences, no one is protected from truth, and when the dust finally settles, Genoa City will not look the same again. End.